Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video where we are going to play with this one, the MaryJane palette from Melt Cosmetics, and also these ones, the glitter pots. Yeah, okay, I know, I am totally into glitter, and if you don't know, sweeties, usually I'm very much into colorful looks, but this one I got gifted by one of my lovely friends and subscribers, who is Christine from Australia, and she gifted this whole collection to me, the whole MaryJane collection, which is the palette and this, as far as I know. So this is absolutely amazing, and I'm so super grateful, because this palette, it might just be my most favorite from Melt, obviously. Not in general, but from Melt, of what I have tried so far, and I have not tried everything, okay? But the color scheme, sweeties, cold neutrals for the most part, I think they have done super well with this one, really. Really. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to do my third look today, and of course, sweetie, if you just found me, please feel free to check out my social media, because there is the proof that I can do also colorful looks if you're up for color. And of course, I'm also doing the occasional neutral look. I'm doing a lot here. So yeah, feel free to check out my channel, and of course subscribe, because that would just be wonderful. Okay, also, if you guys don't know, I have done, of course, two looks. I think I mentioned that already. That will come up in pictures towards the end of the video. There will also be swatches, and of course then the review part with my finished styling, because this is just pajama time, with my finished styling at the end of the video. So please stay tuned for that, because it usually turns out super nice. Okay, one eye is primed and probably creasing. Yeah, I knew it. Okay, so anyway, let us zoom you in, and then we're going to just start to do a look. Let me just move my mirror a little bit closer so I can see myself. All right, so anyway, let us go in, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is the shade Mary. Okay, let us just try to put this on and create a nice look. And of course, I'm also going to feature those glitter pots, because I think, I'm not sure, because I'm honestly not watching a lot of YouTube. Sorry to say. Yeah, but I think they have not been featured a lot. But I could totally be wrong. Like, let me know if you think that I'm completely wrong with this. It's just that I don't really have time to watch YouTube, because I'm making YouTube like in an extent, or however one says that in proper English, to an extent that it disables me from really watching YouTube myself for pleasure, you know? It's work. It's real work. So yeah, anyway, this is what it looks like, and I think this is already going on really nice. Okay, the next shade is going to be the shade Rubia, which is basically the next darker matte, and I'm going to put that in the middle, kind of in the middle, and then sort of transition towards the darkest shade, obviously on the outside. I think that is the plan. So let us go in with this shade and just sort of put it here in the middle, and this look is going to get dark super fast, just saying. Because obviously this whole palette leans super dark, which is really nice. It might be intimidating for some people, that is possible, but I think also the color scheme still makes it less intimidating, because it's kind of monochromatic, and usually monochromatic palettes are very easy to work with. Yeah, so this gets dark super fast. Let me just put on a little bit more of this light shade and sort of blend them together here a little bit. I might have to do some blending still here, but I'm gonna do that off camera, because I don't want to like take the time now. Okay, and then let's take another brush addict here, did you know? And I'm going to go in to the darkest shade, and that is Sinsemilla, I think, or Sinsemilla. I don't know how to pronounce this. Sinsemilla. This is what it says here. Okay, so I'm going to well, the pickup on the brush and also the pigmentation, I think you can see, is incredible. I do have an issue though with some shades, and I shall talk about that also in the review part. Alright, so anyway, you can see here that this is really, really good stuff. Really nice. I'm just dragging this a little bit into the crease. And basically now I'm just going to try to blend out this shade, and I'm probably going to, of course, pull in some of the other mattes, which all happen to be really dark, but yeah. Anyway, so that is basically what I'm gonna do. And then I think what I want to do in order to show you the performance of like two of the shimmers, you know, I'm going to put them here, but then I'm going to put the glitter on top. Okay, so you get to see how the shimmers look, but then also of course how the glitters look. Okay, sweeties, this is how it looks now, and I think I'm ready to go in with the shimmers, and I think I'm gonna start with, I don't know how to hold this, with this one right here, the lightest one, because I'm kind of trying to sort of match the shade of the shimmers up with what I'm going to put on top later. So this is the shade Kali, and I'm gonna pick it up on a normal packing brush. It's not sprayed or anything. Yeah, and there we go, a little bit with my issue that I have with the shimmers. As you maybe can see, that this is pretty crumbly and basically has no payoff. And that is, not all the shimmers in the palette are like this, but this one definitely is. This one definitely is. This one definitely is. So, okay. Let's put it that way. I've never made a secret out of the fact that the shimmer formula of, let me just spray my brush because that might help a little bit. The shimmer formula of Melt is definitely not my favorite formula. I think that brand could rock if they would change their formula of the shimmers. It could rock out of this world. If they would, for example, change to the formula that Juvia's Place has, you know, for example. Okay, so you can see that this helps a little bit now that I sprayed my brush. You get my meaning, right? I think that this formula is not is not helping the brand, okay? That is what my opinion about this formula is. Yeah, so anyway, this is how it looks now. One can work with it, but it's extremely crumbly and also breaks up in the pan, okay? Just being completely honest here. Okay, now let us go in with the next shade, and that is the shade Beau. That is the next shade darker in the shimmers, and let's pick up that one. That one has a better consistency, definitely. And I'm just gonna put that here. I think you can also see that this is now not sprayed. I think you can see that the performance of this one right off the bat was better. Alright, but anyway, I'm just showing you this so you see the performance, and now of course we are going to put on the glitter pots. And sweeties, I think that the glitter pots make this collection, and I'm so glad that Christine decided to get them for me, and like to include them, and not only that sounds so bad, decide to give me this palette, but also include the glitter pots, because in case this sounded rude, I didn't mean it that way. I just didn't know how to say it in proper English. So anyway, because the glitter pots are exceptional. They are exceptional, and you're going to see in just a second. Okay, I'm going to start. There is a silver one, and wait, I'm going to open this for you so you can see it a little bit better. This is the shade Pothead. So this is a silver, like this. Okay, and now I'm also going to show you this one, which is kind of a, I don't know how to explain this color, but it's really pretty. Okay, so anyway, let us take a brush and let's go in with the silver one first. Now you're going to see in the looks that I've created already that I think it was my first look that I actually used them to create liners. Like, do you see how beautiful this is? Do you see this? I am so grateful that I have those because they are beautiful. You know, this is, while the look without it is fine, it's absolutely fine, you know, but this is where I feel like I'm getting my crown, you know what I mean? So I love those, absolutely love those. And honestly, I've never worked with a glitter formula like this, and I'm loving it. It's beautiful and I'm loving it. So it is of course like a gel kind of a formula, and you can totally make this more opaque. You can build it up and make it more opaque, okay? I just, you know, it's fine. Like for this look, for my purpose, what I want to do today, I think it's nice if it just sort of blends and flows into the look. Okay, so let's now use the shade Burnout and sort of just continue on the lid. Yeah. So anyway, it is when you put it on, of course, it is a little bit like jelly or something, and then it kind of dries down, and it's really, really nice. Oh, it's such a nice experience. So pretty. And really, it just makes the look, if you ask me, it's so pretty. Like, what do you think? What do you think? I'm going to show you close up, of course, in the review part when I've done the whole thing, but I think this is spectacular, and this is like the second where you have your coronation, you know? I think this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to do the rest, and we'll be right back for the under eye area. Okay, sweeties, and now we are at this stage. I have, of course, not done a lot in my face yet, in the rest of my face, just some contouring, and of course I finished my foundation. Okay, so now let us go in and do something for the under eyes, and I'm a bit torn, but I think I'm gonna go in with this shade, which is really, really dark. So I'm going to try to actually keep it small for now, and then maybe blend it out with something else. Okay, this is the shade Santa Maria, and I'm going to go in with a very, very tiny brush because it's scary. Hashtag scary. Okay, I'm just going to place this right here because I don't want the under eye area to be completely overwhelming when it comes to the color. So I'm basically just pressing this on here. Plus, I also want to be really, really careful now, of course, when it comes to the foundation being done and everything. I don't want to have like fallout or any mess going on now. So that is basically what I'm doing here. Now the brush is not sprayed, and of course the surface is set. So considering that, I think this went on really, really well. This is also one of the shimmer shades that is not problematic, according to my humble opinion. Okay, now let us go in with something lighter. Should we use this one? Should we? Or should we use this one? Both of them are problematic. I'm talking about this one where you can maybe see that this is just crumbling in the pan. And this one is just super, super extremely hard to pick up in the palette, you know, with the finger or with the brush. So I don't know. I really don't know which one to take. Let us go in. Let's try the one that is hard to pick up. Wait, let me just spray my brush and give it my best shot. Again, I wish they would change the glitter formula, the shimmer formula. That would, it would just be so, so good. This palette could be so, so good, you know? Yeah, so let's just try to use this now here. I see already there is some fallout, but that should not be too severe or too bad. So yeah, this is basically what it is. I want to just really on purpose keep it light. There's also probably some lash glue still drying in case you see some white here on my lashes. That is what that is. And I also have a very, very light green on my lower waterline. Of course, everything is going to be listed in the description box. Okay, now I'm going to clean up the fallout. But that is basically what I want to leave it with, because I don't want more, like anything more massive under my eyes, you know? So I'm just gonna clean this off and thank God it just goes away. It doesn't stick or anything. So that's a good thing. Yeah. So yeah, that is that. I think I'm going to choose something else for my inner corner, nothing from the palette. So yeah, that is what it is. I'm going to finish this, and of course you're going to see the swatches and the other looks that I've done with the palette, and then we are going to meet here for the review part and the finished styling and all of that. So stay tuned. Okay, my lovelies, here we are as promised with the finished look and the finished styling, and with the swatches that you just saw close up. Of course, you by now also have seen the other two looks that I've done with the palette, and as a matter of fact, you also saw me in one of my previous videos wearing, I do believe, the second look, and I loved every single look. I loved the outcome of every single look that I've done with the palette. It is indeed a beautiful palette. I think the color scheme of this palette is kind of really unbeatable. For me personally, as you know, as far as a neutral palette goes, I think this is brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I also absolutely love the mattes in this palette, which I cannot say for every melt palette, but in this palette, I really, really love the performance of the mattes. The shimmers, of course, we need to talk about. Okay, but anyway, this is, of course, how the palette looks. Let me just get it closer to you one more time. This is the outer packaging. And then I also have the sleeve. I'm just going to quickly show you also the back of the packaging. And I also have to say a word to the packaging, because Melt, if you ask me, Melt rocks packaging. It is always special. It is always on theme and amazing and beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Okay, so the outer packaging of the sleeve, or the sleeve looks like this. In case you're interested, of course, this is going to just show up my ring lights, but anyway, yeah, so that is what it looks like, and this is the palette. And then, of course, let's not forget those glitter pots. So, sweeties, are you with me? The glitter pots make the collection. For me, the glitter pots make the collection. Let's just zoom you in so you can see. Okay, so I have to admit that I actually, after the fact, when I finished off my look, I actually added another layer to the glitters, because first of all, I wanted to show you that one can actually get them super, super opaque, but also it kind of felt like, let's just go in full force, you know? So you don't have to, but you can. They're super, super versatile. They dry down. They don't really crease or crack, at least not on me. I really, really enjoyed it. Very much. Yeah. So anyway, of course, like when you wear your looks as long as I do, I film at 4 o'clock in the morning and I take my makeup off at something like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the evening. That there is a crack in your makeup, that is just normal. That's physics. That's like, it happens, you know? But I have to say, I'm wearing my makeup for so many hours every day, and everything here held up super, super well. There was no creasing, there was no fading, there was like no problem. No problem on that end. Of course, there was also no staining. I also did not expect any staining to be in a color scheme of that, like that. Yeah. Okay, so the performance of those glitter pots was absolutely beautiful. Again, as I already told you, this is the first time that I've worked with something like this, with like a creamy jelly paste kind of a glitter, and I'm so into it. So into it. This was a total winner for me. Absolutely beautiful, like really. And what it does to a look is just spectacular. Yeah, I love it. So anyway, that was that. Now let us talk about the shimmers. I want to say that out of all the shimmers that you have here in the palette, which is this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, I want to say that only 2 actually really, or let's say 3 actually really performed well, and that's this one, and this one. So this one was, you can also see it, that it's already like almost going hard pan a little bit. And at the same time, it was crumbly, you know? Also this super, super crumbly, also during swatching, and also this one. I think you can also see it in the pan. The other ones, these darker, like super, super dark taupey shades were performing okay, and this one also. So what do I think? Is this the end of the world? Absolutely not, because you can still perform, you know, or this still performs okay when it comes to the shimmers. Is it my preference? No. I think they could do way better with their shimmer formula, and I hope, I pray that they will change or consider changing the shimmer formula, because they could rock it out of this universe. They could be amazing, you know? Just imagine this palette, the performance of the mattes together with the glitter pots, and then shimmers with, I don't know, Juvia's Place formula or something like that. It could be outstanding. Now, does this make it a bad palette? Absolutely not. I'm super, super glad that I have it. And even without the glitter pots, you can do amazing looks, because in the first look that you saw in the pictures, you probably saw that I just basically had one of those shimmers on my lid, or maybe two, I don't remember anymore. And I did not have any of the glitters on my lid. I just created a liner, a winged liner with, I think it was the silver one. So you can still do it. It's still going to be a nice look, but it is very crumbly. It's a little bit hard to pick it up on the brush, or to keep it on the brush. There is going to be a lot of fallout, most probably. So you just need to know that. Can you work it? Absolutely. It's not the end of the world. Let's not pretend that this is like a world crisis or something. Just saying that that is what my experience was. Do I still love the palette? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there's room for improvement, but there's also room for improvement for me. You know, for me personally, as a makeup artist, as a person, there is always in everything room for improvement, and it's just fair to address it, right? So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm really, really grateful that I do have this palette. I'm super, extremely grateful that I got this opportunity, because I would probably not have bought it, because I'm not really jumping at neutral palettes, but I'm so, so glad that my lovely Christine actually saw something more in this for me, and I'm forever grateful, because it just gave me another experience, and it just adds to my wealth, not physically, well, also because now I own this palette, but also to my wealth of experience with different brands, and also within the brands with different palettes that I can refer to and that I can enjoy. And did I enjoy this? Absolutely. I enjoyed every single look, because every single look turned out beautiful, and I love how I look in neutrals. I mean, it is still dramatic, it's still very, very bold, but it's neutral, and it's just like boom, but elegant, like really, really cool, you know? And I'm super, super up for it, like definitely. Yeah. So as you probably also can see or saw when you were close up, that I have a light green highlighter in my inner corner, and I actually used this highlighter palette here from Marilia Scott Cosmetics, and this is the Your Highlight is Too Bright palette, and I actually used this green shade here for my inner corner, because it kind of went very, very well with the green that I have on my waterline. Of course, everything is going to be listed and linked in the description box down below. And also for the rest of my face, I do believe I have this on my cheekbone, and this on my, or this one here and here. I don't remember either this one or this one, but this I have on my cheeks. So anyway, that is that, and I'm very, very happy with the outcome of the whole look, and I'm gonna be enjoying my day a lot. Yeah, because I just feel super, super pretty, and that is basically what it boils down to for me, that I feel after I finished a look and I've worked like for 2 hours on filming, that I end up just feeling amazing, feeling pretty, and feeling myself, and maybe even on the way to that, discovering a new facet of my own soul. And yeah, it is that deep for me. It is kind of, you know? So anyway, if you like that, then please give the video a like, and of course check out the description box for everything that I have on my face, for my discount codes that I have with different brands, and of course my links to social media. Leave me your comments in the comment section. I would definitely like to know what your experiences are with Melt Cosmetics in general, or with this palette in particular, or with other brands that you think, whoa, Leorah, maybe you should try that. I would really, really like like to know what your experience will be with that brand or whatever, you know? So we can definitely talk about that. Besides that, of course, if you have not done so yet, then please subscribe to my channel because it's a very, very good place to be. Just believe me. Take my word for it. It's gonna be fun. And beyond that, of course, we will see each other super, super soon for my next video. And up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.